And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Okay, starting off again with today's satellite imagery. See a band of clouds with areas of rain here extending eastward from the eastern Arctic coast southward in across south central Alaska, back into the eastern Kuskokwim Valley and over into Prince William Sound, with rain getting into the Copper River Basin this afternoon. Improving behind it, drying out with some sunshine over the Yukon-Kuskokwim Delta, and dry on up to the north. Some good sunshine today around the Nome area and the Seward Peninsula and the southeast coast here. Some moisture mostly over the southern areas there, picking up about some case up to 1/4 of an inch of rain, but drier conditions with some sun breaks farther to the north. And down to the south here, another system is going to pretty much stay down there for a couple of days, and then back out to the west, a stronger system back out through here, pushing another front into the northwestern Bering Sea, trailing back on down the Pribilof Islands, and yet some more clouds farther to the west there, pushing in towards Shimianat too. Forecast for tonight, that whole front pushes eastward here with the low up there in the Russian Far East. That'll spread some warm front rains into the Bering Strait area, possibly the St. Lawrence Island area, and then high pressure here continues to edge its way eastward. So this band of showers will continue to move eastward as well as high pressure builds in behind that. So look for some rain and showers here about the Chugach Mountains eastward and into the Copper River Basin. Kind of a wet overnight, unsettled condition also for the North Gulf Coast, northward there into the eastern interior areas, with scattered showers here for the eastern North Gulf Coast. Drying out over the Panhandle, especially down to the south, with just some scattered, widely scattered showers around the central and northern Panhandle there. And then for the day tomorrow, we'll see that system out to the west there for Tuesday pushes eastward with gusty winds and rain coming across the northern Bering Sea there, almost reaching the Yukon Delta coast late in the afternoon, but a wet, windy day in store for the Seward Peninsula after the nice day today. And that'll extend up over the northwest coast into the western Arctic coast, across the Brooks Range there, with some light rain possibly reaching the central coastal areas there by tomorrow afternoon. Rain with this front trailing back right across the Pribilof Islands there, and then back into the western Aleutians. A lot of IFR with light rain, fog, and drizzle there associated with that warm front down in that area. Otherwise, we still have a trough here, keeping it generally mostly cloudy with a few showers around south central Alaska into the Copper River Basin and on up into the 40-mile country there around Eagle, but some good clearing. Actually, temperatures rising 65 to 70 here over the eastern interior, with temperatures pushing near 70, or actually into the 60s there. It'd be the sunnier areas that see the warmest temperatures. And then for the southeast coast, generally dry with variable clouds, isolated showers in some areas. This storm down to the south we'll see on Thursday makes a little bit of a push to the north, but staying well to the southwest of the Panhandle. So mostly cloudy to partly sunny skies. Look at that either way there for the southeast coast. Maybe mostly sunny for Yakutat. And here for south central Alaska on Thursday, especially the Susitna Valley up into the Tanana Valley, look for mostly cloudy skies with quite an area of showers here, tapering off as you go down the Alaska Range. Generally dry for the North Gulf Coast with isolated showers. And then this front pushing eastward now across the eastern north slope there with some mixed precipitation, cooler air following this front in behind as it drops on down. Otherwise, this low tracking eastward, bringing some light rain into the eastern Aleutians on up to the Pribilof Islands. And another warm front sweeping northward here out to the west with the main low center just barely on the chart there into the western Bering Sea. We'll see on Friday that system pushes northeastward. Again, most of energy going up into the Russian Far East. Some of that spilling into the northern Bering Sea. So look for increasing winds and rain St. Lawrence Island into the Seward Peninsula area. And then some of that moisture along this Arctic boundary there, mostly along the Brooks Range there, could be just south of the mountains to the west there, but coming up with a weak low near Arctic Village, so kind of a rainy day there. It'll extend up to the extreme eastern Arctic coast, dry conditions back to the west with maybe some sun breaks, showers through the Tanana Valley into the 40-mile country there, and then drying out over the Copper River Basin, partly sunny skies for the Madanuska-Susitna Valley, as well as the Kenai Peninsula. Mostly sunny for Kodiak Island, dry with some sunshine for the southwest interior, and also for the Aleutians. Not too bad with this system up to the north there. Look for dry conditions, Adak and Atco, with maybe a few sun breaks, but a weak trough here, the remnants of that weak system kind of just dissolving there over the southeastern Bering Sea. And then another front here pushing some increasing rain into the central and north coast of the Panhandle primarily, definitely pushing up in toward Yakutat, maybe as far west as Cape St. Elias or so, and that's about it as this system finally starts to make a move up to the north and northeast. And for the lows tonight, upper 20s and mid 30s through the Brooks Range, and in the 30s here across the Koyukuk and Kobuk Valley areas into the northern Kuskokwim Valley as well, Sparavon around 39. Otherwise 40s and 50s here over south central Alaska, and in the Panhandle, lows in the upper 40s to lower 50s for the Aleutians, Alaska Peninsula area. And for the highs tomorrow, on Wednesday, looking not too bad, mid 60s in the central interior, right on down into northeast Bristol Bay. Some areas, King Salmon, pushing up towards 70 degrees tomorrow. And mid to upper 60s, portions of the Susitna Valley, Copper River Basin area, in the 60s for the Panhandle, as well as the Alaska Peninsula, upper 50s and near 60 out over the Aleutians. And then for the lows the following morning, milder here in the western areas, lows down to around 50 or so, 52, and upper 30s and lower 40s for the northeast part of the state, otherwise 50s for south central Alaska and the southeast coast. And the highs for the day on Thursday afternoon, 65 to 70, pushing 70 from Eagle down toward Northway and Tok, mid 60s for the remainder of the Tanana Valley, and in the 60s all the way down to Kodiak Island, Panhandle highs in the 60s, and upper 50s to lower 60s for the Aleutians, on up to the Pribilofs. And looking at the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook for August 25th through 29th, much above normal forecast here across southern Alaska into the Panhandle, as well as the Alaska Peninsula. Closer to normal here over the north central interior, and generally the low side of normal there for the Brooks Range out to the Arctic coast. Precipitation wise, a little bit above normal up here in the northern areas, and near normal for southern Alaska to below normal for the southeast coast.